I might have ruffled some feathers. I didn't mean to shit on free-to-play games whatsoever. I was more or so trying to talk about the model, the free-to-play model, the act of having content that you can pay for, or even if it's in a game, whether it's free-to-play or buy-to-play, just having that available to play, to pay for, sorry, not play. It always seems a little weird to me. It's always been controversial to me. And I say that specifically because of games like Evolve, games like even with the Call of Duty, you have these games that are $65, then they have an expansion or DLC or a season pass or something like that, then it's $95, and it's this, and it's that, and it's $200, whatever. Now, when you have other games that are free to play, no one seems to really scoff at the fact that these games will eventually pull and tug for you to spend money up until the $100, $95, $65, whatever it is. No one seems to care when it's a free to play game because they were able to buy and enjoy it and feel like they're supporting the game or just get sucked into the model. But when you spend $65 on a game, then after that, you spend another thing that people feel that they should have got that was included in the $65 because they are already paid some type of money towards the game. That was where my issue was. That was at least one or the biggest part of it. Like how are people like, I only want to spend $30 for this game, but a free to play game you'll spend way more into that. I mean, you could just like that game better than the other one that was 30 or 65, but I think that was what I was trying to get at. Like, hey, how much do you want to pay for your game? How much are you willing to spend? Do you want to spend thousands of dollars on a game? Would you, if you had, no one would go to, GameStop, rest in peace, as long as it's alive. But no one is going to go to GameStop and be like, can I get that new Dark Souls for $1,000? Like no. Even if you were to save up, no one's gonna save up that much money. But I mean, little bits and pieces, people get up to that number, in these free-to-play games. That's my concern. That was my main attack target argument mission objective, was that. And I find that funny, weird, controversial. I think that that's what I was trying to get at more so than anything else. Now, free-to-play games, I think they're great. It allows a lot of people to just play them, get into them, get out. You don't have to feel buyer's remorse. There is some type of buyer's remorse sometimes when you buy some of those little loot boxy trinket bullshits and you're like, damn, I didn't get what I want. Fuck this thing, I'm never buying it again. Buy it in a week. You get right back into it. But I think that was my issue. That was my main point that I was trying to make. But hey, that's just me trying to defend myself because I felt my back against the wall. But hey, I'm not afraid to be wrong. These videos are not about me being right all the time. These videos are about starting a discussion and then having some things. And there was a lot of great things said today. And also there was some great things said on not just YouTube, but also on Reddit. So let's get into it. First up, we're gonna go with the stopping on by. Again, I always appreciate it, even whether I say it in video or not in video, because I like to be personal with a lot of people that support what I do. And Asana Yuki says, I don't fault generous free-to-play games for their models at all. The only time I fault them is when they are actually money grubbing. Tons of games are legitimately impossible to advance in without money or putting in 8 hours a day. But Shadowverse? As long as you don't have the urge to have every single card day one, which is silly, you will eventually collect most of the cards. I'm actually almost done collecting all the Dawn cards too, mostly just legendaries left. I mean, we literally just got 50 packs in the last 10 days for free, plus login bonus, so like 52, 55 packs, add in packs from Grand Prix if you aren't shit. That's already over 60 packs. I like well done steak. Lowest I can go is medium well. Any lower and I'll gag. That's just a homage to what I said at the end of my last video. I didn't want it to focus on Shadowverse. The main conversation though, and I knew Yuki was gonna come directly at me. The main conversation came from Shadowverse and something that I thought that they were doing that was a little shady in my opinion. Shadowverse is a very generous free-to-play company, or game I should say. Shadowverse is the game, not the company itself. Cygames is the company or the publisher or the developer, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. But I don't want to fault them. I think I was trying to make sure that I didn't want to fault them, but like you said, is they're actually money grubbing, but they all are money grubbing. They have to make money. It's the technique. It's the technique. How you do it is what is the issue. And sometimes, even though companies may make it seem as though they're not being malicious or they're not being terrible, they still can be. And I'm afraid that they might do it again. I'm afraid. That's just my only fear. But Shadowverse is a good game. We also have someone that's broke up Path of Exile. Warframe has also been widely known. Hello? Where are these words? Every video there's a word I make up. I should make my own dictionary. But there are these crazy games that do really well and their fans feel like the company cares, and it's very hard for that to ever happen. So thank you again. My man focused his entire comment on Shadowverse. You know he likes Shadowverse. He's probably like the next card that's about to come out. Next up, we have someone brand new, Bastion. I want to say your name like that, like Bastion, like Overwatch, like. But he says, I think some people have to pay like 1,000 USD for a free-to-play game because some people play nearly nothing. Great video. It's an important topic, Cash. Thank you so much. First of all, I appreciate that you like the topic. Second of all, that's interesting because that is a weird thing, because a free-to-play game needs money, and a lot of people are very, they're very proud. They'll say it out loud to you. I don't spend anything. It's a free-to-play game. I shouldn't have to pay shit. And I don't pay for anything. And then, they're the free to win. There's a lot of YouTube videos or accounts that people are very happy to say, I spend nothing on this game. Look how much you can accomplish without spending a dime. And there's also people that say, look how much you can accomplish by spending all the dimes. But, it is interesting is that's how it works. A bunch of people that can afford it helping those that can't. You know what I'm talking about. Same thing when you in those, you in them cam shows, the girls getting all, she said, $5 to see more. I'm like, shit. I'm like, damn, I ain't got that. I ain't got none of that though. And that one person like, ding, 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 and you're like, my man. Nah, I never on those sites. Never. Not me. I'm always on those sites. Not anymore. Not on this computer. I want this computer to be safe. This computer is my outer haven. My phone though? Woo cha. Next up, we have our first Reddit comment in the I'm Curious episode. Goes to my man Shape-Shifting _ robot. Yeah, that's right, underscore. Because I don't actually, you probably can't even put spaces. That's why you put underscore over dash or whatever. And he starts off with, your intro is not great. It's 11 seconds of bright strobing. Damn. You had to hit my intro, dog. My intro. Now I'm gonna change it. I actually kind of agree. The intro was something I liked it to be flashy, but I wanted it to be cool. But one, I don't think it's readable, and I do want to change it. And it's nice that someone called it out. I love the internet sometimes when people are not afraid to speak their mind, because I wanted to change it, but it seemed like no one had a problem with it. But then now I kind of hear more people having issues with it, so I will be changing it. So this is the last time you will ever see this intro. I know the next video drops tomorrow, so we'll have a new intro by then. So let us both take some time and enjoy the intro for the last time. All right. Anyway, free to play is good. It's a hard pill to swallow, but free to play is the only way a lot of modern games can exist. Back in the day, you could make a game, release it, and move on. But in 2018, you have to support, develop, and maintain infrastructure for games for several years after release. Not to mention that development teams are much larger in size, with several positions that didn't exist a decade ago. And not every publisher owns a GOG.com to cover those expenses. Free-to-play game lets everyone enjoy these games while the whales fund the work required to keep them active. Same thing that Bastion was saying as well. The alternative is smaller games that don't cost that much to make and maintain, or every game have a subscription fee. Now, I have to agree with that, as he was saying that a game having subscriptions fee, which would be like a Final Fantasy 14 or a lot of MMOs, they're either you buy the game and it has expansions, but you pay a monthly fee to make sure that the game can continually support itself and keep content flowing. That's a big thing. A lot of these games nowadays, they want to be the game that you play forever. They don't want to be the game that you play, beat in like 2 or 3 days by no lifing it, and then boom, on the shelf, talk about it, make a video about it, but you never go back and play it. Every game, not every game, but a lot of games now want to be the game that you play for years to come. And it, like League, I've been playing League for years. We had a conversation, me and Tachi, about, it's kind of hard to say, and I remember in the first video I put like, oh, this guy paying $1,000. You pay so much money on the things, and it's like, I've played League for 5 years plus. It's like, if I played it for free, it's like, damn, you know, if everyone's like that, then the game would just go away. Who's giving them money to this game for it to sustain? But look how much I've got out of it, you know, and that's a big thing. But you know, I also have to mention, to be, you know, devil's advocate on myself, as well as, you know, we spend money on these foods and the, you know, the local restaurants, you know, we keep them in business, you know, so these games, they need to be kept in business as well. And they have to offer stuff for money. Like, you don't go to the pizza shop and you don't just expect pizza. Free to play pizza, free to pizza, free to pizza. There we go. FTP, free to pizza. Last but not least, we have our last comment that I'm gonna read. I was gonna say in the night, like it matters when you guys watch this, if it's night or day. Hey, comment in the I'm curious, when do you watch this? Is it daytime or nighttime? Give me your freaking, what is it? I was gonna say, give me your daylight saving time. Give me your time zone, sorry. But it's Shari. It said, you don't need to choose between a solid game that is complete with nothing locked away for an upfront cost versus partial game for free that can be fully unlocked for money. Look to Path of Exile. It's free to play and it only sells MTX, and I think that's cosmetics. I think. I should have looked that up, but you know me, I don't look shit up. I just I just come out. And it grows every year. It's an immense success, and the model other free-to-play models should look to. I do not know much about Path of Exile, but the way, you know, I've heard a lot about Path of Exile. I don't know much about Path of Exile, but I've seen it like on like Twitch and YouTube that people really still mess with. The same thing with Warframe. I hear little twinklings of stuff, and it's cool to see that these games that are free to play still kicking around. Because every time, you know, some people don't play a game, you just think it's died. But no, Path of Exile, I see people go back to it on Twitch, and you know, they have more content, there's more things to do. That's good. That means that the game is sustaining itself with its model, with a free-to-play model, which is really good. At least for, you know, most people, that we can start to play and enjoy in-depth great games without having to spend so much money and the game be a flop, which is pretty good. And then he lastly says, yes, there are shitty free-to-play games, but vote with your wallet. If you don't like something they are doing, don't buy it, don't play it. Now, and this, I was actually responding to everyone in these comments, is that I think I was just trying to be a superhero, because a lot of the times, I know it's like, you can stop, you know, vote with your wallet. Like, a lot of the people that were commenting so far were speaking from a point where they want to support the game, you know, and that's like a donation. That's like a tip to the game. Like, oh, let me just give $5 into the game. You know, they're doing such a good job. I'm really enjoying myself. I like this. There's other people that are like, I like the game. I see that there's these packs. I really want one. And it's not to support the game. It's just because they want to be more part of the game by spending money. And they know that the game has been tailoring toward them to it, and then they just buy it. And then it's like buyer's remorse, you know? Like, damn, I really didn't want to spend that $30, $40 pack. It looked really good when I first looked at it, but as soon as I bought it, I just like, damn, why did I do that? And then you keep playing the game, and then it just brings you down that path slowly but surely. And those are the people that I'm really, you know, I'm thinking about. And I got caught a couple times myself. But those are the people that I'm talking about. You know, that's why sometimes I don't like those models, because those are the people that are gonna get caught, and they're gonna lose a lot of money. And you know, but that's obviously that's I can't even say that that's the developer's fault. That's not the game's fault. That's the person individually not budgeting properly. But hey, man, you know, sometimes you gotta look out for the little guy. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm sorry. Maybe, you know, that's why, you know, I wanted to make sure, hey, free to play games are dope. But the model, the technique is vicious. The vicious technique. And a lot of people have implemented it. So watch your ass, watch your wallet, be careful. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop those in the comments as well. I always look, I'm always watching, always. So I appreciate anyone that watched this video, and especially if you have more gaming topics, because you know I'm always about the games. That's where everything is rooted. I've been talking about a lot of other stuff, but we rooted in the games, baby. And I appreciate every gamer that took the time to watch the video, whether they told me in person, a text message, call, comment on Reddit or YouTube. I appreciate that. We're finally at 30 subscribers. I want to do something special for you guys if we hit 50. I want to do something special if we hit 100. So look out, share, tell people this is the place to be. Trust me, it is. We got, you know, it's like Tanacon. OD. I'm sorry, but I've been looking into that. That's OD. But you know, if y'all want to come to CashCon, you know, why not? You know, we got water, we got food, we got steak. Got steak. Yo, man, that wouldn't have been me. That wouldn't have been me. One day we gonna do CashCon. It's gonna be right though. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be in a field. It's gonna be in a big old field. It's gonna be hot. I'm gonna have like solar panels blocking all the heat rays, like giving energy to all the consoles and games, and we just gonna have games. There's gonna be teleporters, and there's gonna be people teleporting in, giving us pizza, you know, and the steak and the water. I mean, CashCon 2055, you know? Wait, how old will I be? OD.